Hello and welcome to my channel, Sharp Turns. My name is KJ Sharp. I am the CEO and Development Specialist for Sharp Turns LLC, Performing Arts and Personal Development. I am also the president of the Sharp Turns World Stage Development Project. And tonight, I am going to be your instructor, mentor, and transformational speaker. Woohoo! I'm so glad you came to join us. Today is the first of 15 sessions of Becoming Fire, how to transform your trauma. Some tools that I would recommend for you. Number one, come with an open mind. The opinions, experiences, and even the science I share with you may or may not, be something you're really interested in or something that helps you. I ask only that you be open to the information. And number two, have the willingness to do the work. It's true that faith without works is dead. You can have all the faith, have all the information and all of that, but if you do nothing with the information, then it's just going to be a dead end for you. So, be ready to do the work. And three, make a commitment to making the sharp turns that are going to be necessary to transform your life. With that being said, subscribe so that the sessions come to you automatically. Share, tell your friends, write your questions and comments below, and hope you're ready. Let's get started. Okay. Today we're talking about gratefulness, your superpower. And I'm going to start this by telling you a short story. I'm going to try to condense it. September 2019, I was in the hospital for the third time in as many months. I spent 6 hours in an emergency room hallway waiting while my body systematically turned on itself. My neural system was on a fast track to shut the whole thing down. So, I was in excruciating pain. I was terrified. I was alone. An annoyed patient care person, not a nurse, put me in a room, closed the door, left me no, what do you call those things? Pull cords, so that I could call for help. I managed to edge myself up enough to rip open the curtains that covered a sliding glass door and yell and wave, "Help me, help me." I literally yelled and waved. And a nurse saw me, thankfully. She saw me in distress. She came in immediately, got a doctor, and they immediately started treatment for pain. But by the time they finished examining me, the doctors finished examining me, I couldn't move. My legs, I couldn't even feel my legs in space. I had to be lifted from the gurney to a bed. I was in excruciating pain, and even though I was on heavy pain meds, every movement was torture. In that short space of time, I developed a neurogenic bladder and bowel, which is to say I could hold my urine, but couldn't let it out. It just stayed because of the nerve damage in my spinal cord. My skin was so sensitive, to touch it felt like a third-degree burn. So once I was admitted, the doctors, it was 3 of them, and they came in, and when 3 doctors come in and they have that stoic look on their face, that's the bad news look. And so that's when they told me that I had a rare disease. I had at least 7 MRIs, a spinal tap, enough blood work to create another human being, CAT scans, x-rays, ultrasounds, you name it, I had it done. So the final test results had come back, and the diagnosis was neuromyelitis optica. Now I heard the words neuro, and I thought, oh God, there's something wrong with my brain. And I heard the word rare, and I was like, wait, that means this is unknown territory. I heard the word myelitis. I studied biology, and I knew that the myelin sheath was the covering for the cells. It was protective. It's a protective covering for your cells. I heard incurable, and I thought, what? I can't get rid of this or fix this? Optica. I thought, what is going to happen to my eyes? Debilitating. So this is going to destroy my body a little at a time. Neuromyelitis optica, I found, was a disease that could leave me blind and paralyzed at worst, physically impaired at best. This was definitely a sharp turn in my life. So why am I telling you about this? That's the end of the story. And if you know the rest of my life, you would say, like the poem in Mother to Son by Langston Hughes, be like, you know, life for me ain't been no crystal stair. So what does the story have to do with gratefulness? I share this because some of you may know what it's like to have some serious health issues. You may know what it's like to lose a child, to lose especially in this COVID season, to lose a parent, a spouse, a loved one. You may be struggling with homelessness right now. You may have lost your job, lost a family member, lost yourself, lost your way. You may be out of money and out of time. You may be watching this and saying, what the hello do I have to be grateful for? And I just want you to know, I get it. I really get it. Gratefulness in the midst of tragedy and trauma is crazy. It's a monumental paradigm shift, the ultimate brain hack. Scientifically, gratefulness increases the levels of serotonin in the brain, and serotonin, when it's increased, increases dopamine. And dopamine is that feel-good stuff. And when dopamine is increased, it gives you the energy or the will to keep fighting for your life. So, scientifically, gratefulness changes your body's energy flow and the way your brain functions. It changes the atmosphere within you and around you, and you may not feel the shift, but gratitude in the tiniest measure can bend the trajectory of your life and your circumstances. Gratitude is definitely a superpower. It's a dramatic change from the norm that literally slow walks you to your new normal. I'm not talking about pie in the sky, happy, happy, joy, joy. Oh, I'm smiling all the time and blah, 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 blah. No, I'm not. No, that is not gratitude. At least not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about everyday thankfulness. I'm talking about, for example, for me, when I breathe, I'm grateful. Because my son had a severe traumatic brain injury, and he was on a ventilator. And there were days that it troubled me and hurt me so much that I could breathe on my own, and he could not. So when I take a deep breath in and can release that, I'm grateful for that. I'm talking about gratefulness in the sense of saying thank you to the person who cleaned up your mess after you blew up or had an outburst. It's sending a text message or an email saying I appreciate you. It's saying grace over your food like your grandmama taught you to. It's creating space for kindness. Creativity and resourcefulness are released and activated in gratitude. When you focus on being grateful, you worry less, which makes you become more positive. And when you become more positive in this positive dopamine enhanced state, your brain begins to work out things, and ideas and inspiration come to you to give you more of what you really want. Gratefulness involves paying attention. Developing a gratefulness practice is work. You got to be careful how you use this superpower. If you're in an unhealthy relationship or confronting mental health issues, get help. I do believe in psychologists and psychiatry and getting help from people that, are professionals to help you with things like depression and anxiety disorders, PTSD. Gratefulness is not the be-all and end-all of anything. Gratefulness, however, is the foundation for your life so that you can function and in a different way. Developing a gratefulness practice involves work. You might have to. What I did when I started my first gratefulness practice, and I'm reading from some of this stuff, and it's annoying me now, so I'm just gonna talk. My gratitude practice started with a dollar store notebook. I just started writing in a notebook. I was dealing with my son's hospitalization and the reason for it, and I was dealing with his death and courts and all of that, and I had to figure out how to get through that. And one thing that helped me was writing in that notebook every day, and sometimes it was a sentence, just one sentence, one line. I am grateful for bam. And then there were times where there were 3 pages of things that I was grateful for. So being grateful is not a cure-all, but it is a strong foundation for dealing with and recovering from trauma. It's a powerful building block that helps you see beyond the forest and through the trees. If you are going to become fire, you must first build a firm foundation of gratefulness. And you can start right now. If you have a child in the room who smiles at you, be in that moment. Enjoy that smile. Be grateful for that. If you are eating ramen noodles, don't watch TV while you're eating them. Just sit there and eat them and really taste them and be grateful for that. If all you have is what you have, be grateful that you have something. And I know it's hard to be grateful when things are tough. Be grateful anyway. Find something, even one thing, to be grateful for, because that one thing can ultimately change the trajectory of your life and your circumstance. It doesn't take these big, giant, colossal, jumping on the bed, screaming, "I'm grateful for my life." No, it's just simple. It's just simple. It's just saying thank you to the universe, to the person who helped you put on your socks, to the person who washed your socks. It's just simple. If you're going to be fire, develop a solid foundation of gratefulness. Thank you for tuning in to Sharp Turns tonight. Leave your comments below. Subscribe. And the next session of Becoming Fire is mindfulness, the art of paying attention. Thanks for joining us tonight.